Oh, pardon me. I got a lot of sun today, so I'm a little low energy. Also, yes, hi Scythe. Did you play through RE Village before? Like, is this your first time through, or are you playing through it again? Okay, daily time, I guess. I wonder if Mystic Rings are coming next week. Oh, it's your first time? Nice. Yes, enjoy, brother. Village is still probably one of my favorite Resident Evils. I did not vibe with 9 that much, if I'm being honest. Hey, Naxi. Oh. My boss radar mod is off because I was on the test server, right. You gotta relog. Hey, Vulcan. What up? Oh, goodness. Like, I'm not sleepy tired. I'm just exhausted. Jeez. We are multi-streaming, just FYI. And there are Twitch drops as far as I know they're still around. Not that I check. You know what's really cool about the Mystic Ring update? Is that the gameplay you're seeing right now literally won't change. Because Shadowhunter didn't get any better. Sad. In fact, ironically, his Mystic Ring effect is worse than how he is now. Oh. Yeah, Vanguard's got some good changes. A lot of the class changes are really, really nice. Like, just in general. I'll probably swap off Shadowhunter when the update drops. I don't know who I want to main instead, but... because Vanguard seemed really nice, and I already know that he can handle D15 quite well. Because I was using him a while back. Whoops, I got the wrong keys. Where's my real keys? Ah. What day is it? It's loot day, and Luxian's back. Oh. Oh yeah, main the Bard, because he got such a drastic change as well, right? Yeah. I'm kidding. No, I don't know. Knight? Pirate could be fun. I'm kind of leaning towards Knight just because of how stupid it seems to play him. That or Lancer. I'm kind of unsure if I want to play Lancer or not. Because being able to grapple everywhere and have that insane movement speed would be quite fun on top of... well, no, that wouldn't really change anything playing Lancer right now versus the update, though. Because the only real way that I could take advantage of the update is one of the classes that got kind of, like, changes or using Rush to Escape. But the irony is Lancer is actually worse with Rush to Escape, so... Hey, Jock. Part 4 of asking Scythe to play Windcraft. Bro, just search the channel. I've got so many episodes on Windcraft, dude. I know you're probably talking about that new update, which, if I'm being real, I always get bored with Windcraft before I ever make it to the end game. I'm sorry. Otherwise, that new update looks sick. Like, I can't believe how good Windcraft is for, like, a Minecraft game. They're working on a Hightail MMO server, and I cannot wait. Probably gonna be a few years, but... Still rip the Switch 2 version for Trove. Yeah, I know. Sucks. AKU. Goodness. What is going on? My body is just... I was telling the wife earlier, like when I was rolling my character, I chose a weakness to the sun with the positive trait of staying up all night. The substat was called Vampirism. Have you seen the Echoes of Aincrid game? I have not. Which is funny because I just put out a crazy long video showcasing all of the indie games that I'm looking forward to. What's this Aincrid anime game? So it wouldn't have been my first choice. Pretty big world. I don't know what this is. Is this co-op? Is this a Souls-like hack and slash JRPG? It looks kind of neat. I'll have to check out the trailer later, though. But it might not be for me. Apparently they have a playtest for the new update to Relink on the Switch. Is it Grand Blue Relink? I always forget the title. That game had insane combat. I wish it was an open world game. But, oh well. Hey, just... I'll definitely be playing less often when they do this, but the inevitable drop of PS4 support to focus on PS5 and other new consoles. Ah, right. Yeah, I wonder when that's gonna force, like, developers out. I don't even know why they're doing that anyways. Like, I think Sony just sees what Microsoft is doing and just decided, like, oh, we should do that too. Because, I don't know, I just kind of feel like the jump up from PS4 to PS5 was so minuscule, and we still get games coming out on both systems that it's like, what's the point in dropping support? Other than, you know, they just want to push the PS6, which is going to be a worthless console in my opinion. Worthless in the sense of graphical fidelity can't get much better. Especially with PC parts being as expensive as they are. But I've heard the PSSR, or whatever the heck they're calling their upscaling, is better than Nvidia's. No surprise, Nvidia sucks, but anyway. I will always take a game that has style over busy, noisy graphics. Why is my bag different from the one you have? You mean my inventory color and everything like that? That's a mod. There's UI mods. There's actually a mod that everybody likes but me, that puts all of your inventory tabs in like one location. But to me, it makes the icons not readable enough. They're too small for me, and I don't want to have to break out glasses. I think the mod I'm using is a shadow UI. The funny thing is shadow UI has like multiple types, so you can have like a shadow UI for your HUD and everything, but I'm using like a mishmash of different UI mods. The only drive I think for the PS6 will have is it's rumored to be handheld. Yeah, and as strong, if not stronger, than PS5 at $800. No, it's not going to be that strong at handheld unless they're doing the only thing that I can think, like right now, I think the Switch is pretty solid as far as a handheld system. The main thing that I was always concerned about was whether or not they were going to have the dock kind of act as like, not just an upscaler, but more like have a GPU in there or something. So unless Sony's planning on doing something like that, which would be quite complicated to have a plug and play like GPU, or not necessarily a GPU, but something to actually like make the games run better. But who knows? We'll see. I still don't care. I already have my Switch, and I don't think I'm getting a PS6 or any of the other new consoles, if I'm being real. I'm excited for Xbox for my buddy though, just because Xbox is gonna have like Steam games and stuff, which that could be pretty big for the casual audience that doesn't want to build a PC. Is Pirate Captain really gonna have one mini turret only in the next update? Yes, but don't worry, he's gonna be a lot stronger. And you won't have to upgrade your turrets with the doubloons as much anymore anyway, so. Yes, that's true. I could use UI upscaling. There is commands that you can type into Trove to do that. Like if I wanted to actually make my inventory more readable. But it comes with like a bunch of other issues. I don't remember what it was specifically, but it was very off-putting, and it was like, oh, never mind. Oh, or you know what? If I finish the rest of your comment, some of the boxes were blocking each other. Yeah, exactly. Like there's overlap. The UI is not designed around it. That must have been it. Wow. Can't pick up items due to a full inventory. Give me the market. I got so much crap I gotta sell, dude. I could use my Vault Club, I guess, to drop a bunch of my junk, but... Where are you? Oh. I will say, by the way, going back to the comment about the pirate having one turret, I don't know whether or not the damage they buffed on the single turret is going to equal more than the current 2 turrets. That's kind of the weirdest part about the next update, if I'm being honest, is so many like decisions make things better overall by the looks of it, but then it's like, is it actually better? Can you stop knocking me around? Just get rid of knockback, please, for the love of God. Such a worthless reason to be in the game. The vaults don't even work because you can't even use the club chest. Ah, right. Yeah. Lame. What about 6 million health? Barely have 30k. You got a lot of health on your gems probably, and maybe your gear. The reason the market was down is hackers or something. Yeah, in short. On console, you guys still got it, but they just kind of abandoned console as far as like you guys still have cheaters. They just left the market open. Depends which system you're on, but... But yeah, we've had the market off for months. Which they keep alluding to a solution and like a new trading resource, but I don't know what's going to happen with all that. If they come back hard and make it like credits are tradable or something like Plat in Warframe, that'd be pretty cool. But wouldn't avoid the issue because people still have duped credits, so... Very curious what they're working on with that, just because that seems like a much larger issue. Oh, right, I got craft, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, so they did buff your singular turret on Pirate Captain. Again, it's just I don't know if they buffed it that much, like to actually be worthwhile. This crafting station does not have this recipe. What are you talking about, you stupid video game? There, my goodness. That was weird. But yeah, I can't really say anything about like the Pirate Captain's damage because unfortunately I can't export my account properly on the test server, so I can't test damage numbers. Even so, I don't have like a setup for magic characters anyway, so. Knockback and stability being fully removed would actually be nice. Yes, it would. And then you say specifically with rubber banding, which rubber banding has for the most part actually been resolved for quite a few months now. You'll get it every now and then, but not like constantly anymore. I just hate knockback. If there's one thing that's like annoyed me over the many years of playing this game, it's just being knocked around. Because it's so inconsistent, you know? Like, some enemies just knock you across the whole map, and then others don't even, like, phase you. It's weird. But I always found it funny that they had that as a stat in this game anyways, and I understand that they have to give, like, player feedback to getting damaged and stuff. And, you know, I complain about it, but I usually utilize it to have an enemy knock me so that I can run faster. But I don't know. I just kind of find it to be more of an annoyance than anything else nowadays. Most of all just because it makes dungeons take longer. Which I wouldn't care as much if I was playing a class that could actually clear large groups of enemies better. Xbox does have trade post again, but cores are untradeable. Yeah, so I think that might be a permanent change because they made cores easier to obtain at the very least. Not that great for me, but still. You could put these opinions in the Discord. No, I've told my guy about them. I know there's gonna be like pushback from the devs about certain things like that. Like them removing knockback means that they'd be removing a whole stat from the game that somebody worked on, which, you know, how do you justify that other than player convenience? Anyways, your name is getting cut off. What? Dude. What? Like, I got a super chat and your name is cut off. Thank you, YouTube. I feel like it should prioritize your username so I can shout you out. Like, what the hell? Can I do a reply? Batensa rank or something. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thanks for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. What the heck, YouTube? Because my screen is like covered with the bloat of like #1 chatter, money, sticker, and like, show the username first and foremost, dude. Come on. But yeah, I appreciate it. Especially if that might actually be $5 US, which, that's like $20 for me. Because my money sucks. Wish more event items or mounts and allies were tradable? Yes. As much as there's certain items that I do think need to like be untradeable or whatever else, at the end of the day, I still remember the dark day of when Chaos Chest items became untradeable. They used to be tradable. More so than that, you used to, like, they actually did something that I thought was really, really good, where in the style section and stuff, if you ever bought like any of these mounts or wings and stuff, it didn't say owned back in the day. You could buy them over and over again, but that was the only way that you could get a tradable version of that item. Even though you could still get it as a free-to-play sometimes, as a random drop, but then it wouldn't be tradable. I don't know why they don't lean into that. Probably because of all the duping. But yeah, I still remember the Storm Wings in particular. Those were a very, very valuable item that I had a lot of back in the day that I slowly gave away anyway, but I still technically have like so many items I could give away, but until Trove adds like a mailbox system. Why don't you try Revenant with the, you mean with the stupid, his new shield bash ability? I probably will try it. I just don't know if I'll commit to using it because his shield bash is kind of boring. I know you mentioned speed spears, in which case, yeah, that's just, you know, normal rev. Uh-oh. Well, Naxi's message got spammed out by the GOAT himself, KU. I think you've been gifting memberships every stream now, dude. Like, my God. I really genuinely appreciate it, and, you know, just thanks, man. Get out of here. Side note, just because my scatterbrained ADD, I'm hoping to do a variety stream after this sometime tonight. Like, my priorities is I gotta stream Trove, and then I gotta edit the Trove video for tomorrow that's gonna be focused on the Mystic Rings. Or maybe I'll just put this stream up instead, I don't know. But I got a feeling that the Mystic Rings update is gonna drop like next week. I might be wrong about that. Anyways, there's like a huge backlog of games I gotta play through, and I thought, you know, it would be fun doing it as a stream instead of just playing it all myself alone in the dark. But I don't know when I'll get to that. That's gonna be during Goblin Hours probably. Why do I feel like these wings are extremely slow right now? Maybe I guess I'm crazy. So strange. I feel like they're just so slow, but I guess it's because otherwise I'm very fast. Anyway, sorry, let me catch up on some of these. A little strange. This is about things being untradeable, probably based on where you acquire them, but was searching for costumes to buy after getting rich from the Heckbug event, and half of all the costumes are untradeable, I assume is what you meant to say, but yes, I know. It's very strange. The other thing too that I've mentioned many times is how the rings are tradable, you know, with the boxes, and that's cool, but please God, give me gear crafting should give you gear boxes that you could then trade. Like, how cool would it be if it's like, oh hey man, I'll trade you a Mystic Spear, and then it's a Mystic Spear box, like just as a rare crafting drop. Like, come on, bro. Okay, let me catch up on some of these on the YouTube side. What'd you say, Fatas? I have power rank 2.3k Lancer, 22 max health. Wait. Is 36k where I should go from here? Oh, you're talking about like just in terms of your max health, or do you just mean like what you should be grinding for? Because I don't know if you should skip from like 2k up to 36k. That's kind of like going well beyond the mid to very early end game tier. I would recommend my other video I put out last year that's like power rank at intervals. Is just look up like power rank guide 2025 or some crap. I forget what the title is. But in that video, I go through like what you should be focusing on 1 to 5k, you know, 5k to 10k, and so on and so forth. It's easier for me to refer to that video than try to remember it all off the top of my head. So, apologies. Also, thank you again for more super chat. My God. Can I join you and get some bear loot? Unfortunately, you cannot, because we're in D15. You're not going to have the power rank to be able to go here. And I think there's actually a light requirement too. But I mean, I can just throw you like... Does trade post even work? How do people trade right now? Is the trade post working? Because I can just throw you a bunch of these stellars that I got. I don't need them. That's all I can do. I can't give you crystal because it's not tradable. Oh, sorry. Nothing's tradable right now. Ah, good. Awesome. I thought the trading post... Weren't people still trading? I seem to recall. I guess not. Ugh. So sad. Anyways. No, I didn't change my FOV or anything, Chocobo. So that ain't it. Am I the only one who's so hyped for the ring update? No, KU, genuinely, I'm not seeing most people talking about it. I'm really excited for that update. Like, it's a good one, dude. It's, I think it's most of all just the way that the update is presenting itself doesn't immediately like, oh, Mystic Rings, you know, that's all. But there's a lot of like, I would describe Trove's next update as it's a small update that affects the game in a very big way. Like Rush to Escape is a game changer of an ability, dude. Not for me, because I already play the Shadow Hunter without you all stealing my ability. But no, genuinely, I'm really looking forward to that update. Probably even more so than the Tiny Quest, if I'm being honest. Tiny Quest was, I don't know, it wasn't that fun. Go into a dungeon in lower tiered worlds. I mean, whatever, I'll still grind up a couple allies, but ugh. That's gonna be more tedious than fun. And it's all so time gated too. I don't know. But yeah, sorry, I keep forgetting how bad like the trading is, how you still can't do anything. People were still trading through club chests. Ah, right. And that was the thing that I think recently got disabled, right? Yeah, I think that's what it was. Personally, I got a little burnt out trying to get my stats good enough to defeat an enemy in 14 after unlocking it. Yeah, that sounds about right. Bro, I'm gonna be real. Like, here's my hot take. Just be in whatever world you have fun in, bro. It's the exact same game loop. The only difference with D15 is now I am obligated to go into this one singular dungeon and nowhere else. That's it. So in fact, you being in D14 or even lower than that, you're having more fun than me. What are you saying, Unknown? I get it as a content creator. I don't mean obligation or anything, but you're posting in the Discord. We'll listen to you since your voice will bring their attention to the dev. No. Like, I'm saying I literally have, there's a content creator, like, person that I talk to, and I give him feedback and he tells the devs. I skip the middleman. Like, no, I don't need to be in the Discord. Plus, I don't know, the Trove Discord's kind of weird towards me. Or at least it was years ago with all the toxic people that used to be there. I don't know how it is anymore because I'm too busy managing my own things. But anyway. Is there an accurate number for how much mastery levels you get by farming recipes? I don't know if anyone knows like the specific amount. You'd have to like count them. It might be on like Trovesaurus or something like that. I'm assuming like quite a few levels, at least for early on. Because one recipe is like one new item, right? But I don't know. You just go for them all anyways, right? I mean, even early on, you're getting like new styles and whatever else. I have a couple recipes that I could consume right now because I didn't realize they added some new ones, but I also don't care. Hey, Magic, what up? Such class changes make me think, oh, nice. The devs want to balance things before new content. Yeah, I wonder. Because let's be real. We're kind of pretty overpowered for D15 right now, so I kind of feel like there was rumors that they were working on some new endgame stuff, but like world bosses and junk, but you know, who knows if that's gonna actually be a thing. And I mean, technically we already have Leviathans, right? But maybe they're taking the, you know, the complaints about where's Shadow Towers, maybe they're taking that to heart. I don't know. I'm okay with us being overpowered though. That's, you know, this game's a power fantasy. I like going in here and one-shotting everything. Except I'm not one-shotting everything because Shadowhunter sucks at groups, but you know what I mean. Also, hey Xana. Yeah, sorry if I didn't say hello. I think you already sent a message earlier, but if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be an absolute Shadowhunter. You mean a goblin? Yes, brother. Dude, I'm gonna be real. I don't even like archers in most video games, but for whatever reason, Shadowhunter just hits different. He's such a Giga Chad class. And I like that he's so stumpy, you know? Like, screw the Solarian trying to be like, I'm the Giga Chad version of you. I'm gonna move in on your chick. Meanwhile, my love for Shadowhunter is undying. Weird analogy, but you get the point. It's more fun doing 22 million damage. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Big B. What up? That just makes me think of the Minecrafter. Yeah, Shadowhunter is an FPS. Like, straight up, this class feels like Quake. That's the main reason why I still love him. Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. Are there any mods for the game you think should be officially in the game? Yes, I think many of the mods should get voted into the game. Once upon a time, so we already have Fluxion as like an actual active voting system for players, right? Now, imagine if we could have something like that would onboard like class costumes, UI element mods and stuff like that. You know, maybe it just is something where it's like, you guys played Spore? You remember that game back in the day? It was basically a creature creator game, pretty crappy video game overall, but the creature creation stuff was pretty cool. And there was all these websites where people could upvote other people's creations. And I always thought, man, if we had something like that, where people could get enough attention on a mod that the devs might consider adding it into the game. But that's more like for costumes. If I'm being real, they should just hire, what's his name? Oh my God. Chronicle. There we go. My God, my brain. I don't know why they didn't hire Chronicle, like, officially for Trove. Probably because they can't, but... but he is a magician when it comes to the UI mods and stuff. I think Boss Radar, he managed to get working very, very well where it doesn't impact performance too much. And that would be probably the biggest one for you guys on console. And I just think in general, he could do a lot for the quality of life of Trove if they gave him like the official tools. I don't think he's still even into it or not, but I remember I saw him the other day, I think on the test server when I logged in, he just happened to be there. But I just know from past conversations with him that he kind of moved on from Trove. And then I think he said he was gonna jump on Hightail eventually once the mod tools were a bit better, which I can understand. I was also possessed by the Goblin Lord to play Shadowhunter in 2015 and never stopped playing him. Yes, I've lurked your streams every now and then, Naxi. Oh, the Discord is still toxic? Okay, good. Which minimap mod are you using? The symbols? It seems to be crashing for me. It might be that one. Let me see if it's in my UI here. Yeah, it's the symbol and Abby. So, there is a mod. I'm sorry, I don't remember off the top of my head. There is a mod that conflicts with it that will have you crash if you have anything that like changes your map. There's a couple other things too that do it. Anything that affects like pressing V, you know, the crap that normally is buried in the bottom left over there. I just remember that I ran into that issue too, and then it was just a mod conflict. So experiment, figure out which one it is that's causing the problem. I think Trove should just natively have a mini map. I still remember when they added the compass into the game, and I was pissed. Because it was, Trove used to be very, very minimalist, if you guys remember. Hell, even back then, I was against them adding DPS numbers because it was like, oh, it's just more clutter. Nowadays, whatever. I mean, I say that I'm using Chronicles DPS mod, of course, because it's better than vanilla. But there's just a lot of things with this game that I just remember how clean everything used to be. I kind of low-key even miss the old UI. It was so much like smaller and more compact instead of taking like 25% of the screen without mods, of course. Okay. Yeah, sure, Fats. Why not? Oh, you just want like here? All right, sure. Yeah, we can do some dungeons. Try to keep up. Shadowhunter's ring can't have rushed escape, so no double dipping. I know. I kind of low-key wish that it did. Actually, I just wish the Mystic Ring effect was, you know, something good for Shadowhunter. Imagine if Trove added a dodge stat that lets enemy attacks get negated. So here's the funny thing is the dodge itself actually does give you iframes. And back in the day, if I'm recalling this correctly, you could dodge as much as you wanted to, but it would take energy. And ironically, the combat had more depth then than it does now, because I still remember being in like a really, really high Uber world for me at the time anyways, and a Shadow Invader came down, and I wasn't supposed to be fighting him, but I was able to beat him just because of like actual skill, because I could dodge him and stuff. That's what we had to do back with the Radiant Runes as well, because we couldn't get any stronger. So you just had to fight them like properly. But eventually, you know, I think I fought them like once or twice. But they were so ridiculously tanky that eventually you just ended up building up a couple blocks and shooting at them. And it was like, oh, okay, call it a day. Where are you, unknown? Or sorry, not unknown. Fats was coming. Is the Shadowhunter Mystic Ring ability different from the Crystal Ring ability? I like the extra speed it gives. So the existing Crystal Ring abilities can all be gotten on the Mystic Ring. The Mystic Ring just has the new ability in addition to the other ones, which means that you can actually get really unlucky and just get all the wrong stats over and over again. Thankfully, they're not very expensive to craft. And technically, they're going to be tradable if the market ever comes back up. But for Shadowhunter, his new ability sucks. It literally just changes your Shadow Seekers into a hold the right click button down and shoot an arrow that shadow marks an enemy and like paralyzes them and stuff. It's just, it's not worth using because it literally just interrupts your animation for any of your other attacks that outdo it. Like, that's kind of the biggest problem that I've tried time and time again to communicate to the developers that they don't seem to understand because they don't play this game, is the biggest issue with trying to build classes, or should I say like them designing classes and adding all these new abilities and stuff. A lot of the abilities might seem cool at first, but they're worthless overall because animations for your attacks stops the need for using other attacks. You know, it's the same as how you guys probably don't even know this, some of you don't, I'm sure, Neo Ninja is the only class in the game that's affected by attack speed with his throwing animation. So he can actually throw bombs faster than any other class because it's affected by his attack speed. None of the other classes have that. You can have max attack speed and you still throw bombs slow as hell. I don't know why that's a thing, but imagine if that affected every class, if attack speed would affect flask drinking animations or something like that, or even just add that as another stat for some of the classes that really suffer from waiting for that drink animation. Or better yet, you know, since this game kind of moved away from Souls combat, not that it ever had Souls combat, but you know, stamina management, whatever else used to be a thing. How about we just make it so that there is no flask animation? It just pops and there you go. That'd be very nice because then you would never have to interrupt your attacks and then you would essentially have more DPS just because of not having to stop. Lots of little idiosyncrasies like that really like hold the game back, in my opinion, more ways than the developers realize. You know, it's the same as with the new update coming with the Knight's dodge ability, by the way, no longer being like crappy, like he dodges and kind of just keeps moving. You're welcome, by the way. That's because of me. And furthermore, they changed it with the Knight, but they didn't change it with all the other classes that need that fix. So once again, you're welcome because I told them very, very sternly, no, not just the Knight. Anyways, excuse my ramblings. Yeah, Knight's dodge is finally getting fixed because when they showed the rushed escape on their dev stream, I specifically told them, like, if you want this ability to actually be useful for classes, you need to fix these dodge animations. And I was very clear about, like, the dodge itself, the animation and everything is fine. It's the fact that he comes to a slight stop. And then they fix that with the Knight, and oh my God, it's like night and day. It's so good. And then I went through all of the other classes to double check and see if they fixed them as well, and they didn't. So I just gave them a big list of like, can you please get these ones fixed before the update actually goes live, please and thank you. Who knows if they'll deliver, but if they don't, I'll yell at them some more. In the kindest way possible, because I, talk all this smack, but I'm Canadian, so. Pretty please. Sorry, bro. Any tips for mastery? Yes, I have plenty of videos on that. I'm sorry, I can't, my brain is like dead, so I can't get into that while I'm live streaming. I'm sorry. But I got power rank guides that I just put out like last year, a couple months ago, so still should be relevant. Goodness, this congestion. Whee! Anyways, dude, if they added like a mini map to Trove Vanilla, that would be awesome. I wish. I hope they had a mini map that we can toggle on or off since the mod uses a lot of FPS when having it open. Yes, I have noticed that as well, but you can just toggle it off. Like this mini map does that, unless you're just saying like an official one, which would be very nice. How many stability do you have? 0. I don't focus on stability because it doesn't actually make me stronger. It just makes things less annoying. That's about it. Any new information of a new class? No. I wish. I still think that they're rebalancing some of the classes because they did still collect like a lot of feedback last year. I don't think this is the only update that they're gonna do. At least I hope. Because they collected a lot of other feedback about classes and what could be improved for them from all the content creators, not just me. And I basically just told them, please get rid of the Shadowhunter's ult, make it a rain of arrows that I can just target to an area, and then guess what? Then I actually have to use my snare a lot because I try to keep the enemy inside the rain of arrows. Stop. See, there's my lack of stability. What's your 2 most favorite classes? I don't even know if I have a second favorite, bro. I'm gonna be real. I don't think there's ever been a class that I like. Like, I've mained a lot of, well, I've mained pretty much everything. Faye, probably the least, but I might main it more when that new update drops. Just because those changes are very, very nice. But I love and have an affinity for Tomb Raider, despite the fact that his gameplay kind of sucks. Like, he's invincible, but he takes too long to get to his max damage. That's my main issue with it. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up here. I followed you on YouTube for like 9 years, but I never got to know why you changed from Scythe. I have specific videos talking about that because people used to ask me all the time. My real life name is Scythe. That's why I changed it to Scyushi, just because it was like, oh, okay, Persona. I don't know. It's literally just, I thought about the name in like 2 seconds. It was like Scythe and Sushi at the same time because people call me Psy in real life anyway. So there's the lore reason to that. Wizard should be a new class with electric based using an orb weapon. Yes, I think a wizard would be dope, especially because then you could have the class ability be chain lightning. And it could be a character that would have these synergizing abilities that would shock and stagger enemies and stuff. That would be awesome. I'd love more traditional classes added to Trove. That'd be so dope. Looking forward to the new 51 games coming out. Well, I'm glad somebody watched it and appreciated it, Damien. No, that was just like a passion project for me. But yes, there was a lot of good stealth games and stuff. Just lots of good games in general. Like, I'm so stoked for all of them. Originally, I think I talked about it in that video. Like, originally it was just going to be a summary of some of the recent summer showcases, and then I was like, screw it, I want to talk about all these indies. I'm just stoked that Hark the Ghoul and Retro Space finally are confirmed for this year. I think I might be crazy, but I'm pretty sure the Retro Space guys forgot to publicly mention that it comes out in 2026. Because they had a tweet that talked about the wish-listed showcase, and then I watched it, and then it like said the release date for the game, and then I told them, I was like, wait a minute, when is Retro Space announced for 2026? Hell yeah. And then I noticed after that, like after I messaged them about that, they had like a tweet, yes, this game is coming out in 2026, like not even replying to me. Anyways, nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about unless you watched my way too long indie showcase video, but it just was like, I'm so stoked for those games. You have no idea. Not to mention Intravenous 3 being announced, and now, you know, the new teaser for Alien Isolation 2. It's just, there's too many games. Too many games. Too little time. Okay, haven't seen your videos since I was 14. Glad to see you still doing this. I'm 23 now. Ah, yes. Welcome back. I'm also older. Wish the devs would play the game and understand what the directions are for the game, but it won't ever happen. Have a game night. What? Oh, you're talking about, okay. Well, sorry to hear about your mom, dude. Hopefully she gets, get well soon. But yeah, as far as like the argument, oh, a developer should play their game, there's a lot of game devs that don't. The Helldivers devs are notorious for not actually like playing the game. They just collect feedback from their community. But, sorry, I'm not trying to ignore Twitch chat. What? Oh. Somebody else is here. Good. Haven't played the game in so long, I'm still on Crystal 4 gear. Yeah, that's fine. Crystal 4 is totally viable. Did you ever play Halo? Dude, don't even get me started. I used to be a Halo sweat, bro. I got top 8 in my city of like 300 people competition. It's not something to brag about. But I thought I was proud considering how I literally just played the game casually, not competitive, but I just had like a good skill for the game. I didn't know like the timer of like weapon spawns and all that crap or anything, but no, I used to love Halo. That was my jam back in the day. And as much as everybody hates it, Halo Infinite is a great game. They really nailed the multiplayer with that game. I don't care about the campaign. That can, you know, suck a lemon. But I've seen that they've added like PvE custom maps to Halo Infinite, but that game is like 100 gigs. So I'm not reinstalling it. More importantly, any Assassin's Creed fans? Black Flag? Dude, it looks dope, man. I didn't know it was going to be a remake from the ground up. I thought it was just going to be some HD, like, ooh, better graphics. No, it's just a new game. And it looks amazing. Apparently they cut out all the trailing missions. They got rid of like all of the boring like Animus crap. Like, they're taking it super serious. I'm pumped. We got a lot of games coming out this year. Good ones too. All these last minute announcements. Anyways, how much painful grinding would I have to do now to get the newest gear tier? What's your power rank? Because that would be the main thing that determines it. There is this new item in the game, Gear Crafter Vaults. Basically, you get it for completing dungeons, and they have a chance of dropping like crystal gear. And you can get up to crystal 4 gear out of them even at like 20k PR. As far as I know, if you're at, you gotta be 45k PR on your given class, and then you can get Crystal 5 as a drop. It's rare, but it just means that you're basically grinding dungeons, right? So it's really easy to do. Better than getting it as a raw drop. But then on top of that, forging up Crystal 5 into Mystic, I don't even have full Mystic. I could, but upgrading into Mystic for the first tier doesn't actually do anything, which is hilarious. I feel like they should really fix that. Don't know if they will, but the devs I talk to do play Trove, but they're not in the end game at all. They only play from time to time on private accounts. Yes, that sounds about right. And I'm not saying any shade towards them at all. Like, people, everybody else has a problem with it. I don't. Like, it's fully understandable. Their job is not to play the game. Their job is to make the game, which is very different. And you know what? They've been doing a fantastic job collecting player feedback and actually like responding to us. It's like Gamigo's completely turned it around for Trove, I think. It's just a shame that the game will probably never hit its stride again. That's kind of the only issue. Ugh. Do you mind giving me a rundown on your current gear and gems? God. I don't know. They're all like mystic and maxed out, and here you go. Honestly, I just go like crit and attack and damage, and that's it. And then of course movement speed. I'll have a video soon that will talk about like my Shadow Hunter stats and everything, but I need to wait for the new update to drop first. I'm sorry. Because I need to get the Mystic Ring. Which I wonder if the Mystic Ring gives us enough PR to get 60k. That'd be interesting. I won't get it. But they need to do Assassin's Creed Unity as well. So as far as I know, they're working on another Assassin's Creed game that's going to be dedicated like multiplayer. I actually really liked the PvP in Assassin's Creed back in the day. But, you know, people hate on Ubisoft. I got a soft spot for them. I just want them to release the Splinter Cell remake and it not to be bad. And then I will give them my wallet. because nobody else cares. But Splinter Cell, oh my god, that was my jam game back in the day, dude. I played through it so many times. I was a freak. I knew where all the checkpoints were. I probably could have speed ran it if I actually like was interested. I remember messing with it so much that I would like just screw with the AI and know like, oh, if I stand over this spot, it triggers the spawn of them, so I can just avoid this spot, not have the enemies show up. What? Splinter Cell? It was a stealth game. I like stealth games way too much. I'm probably the only person that does. But I do appreciate that now that I've been more open about it, some of you guys have been coming out of the woodwork, coming out of the camo bushes to also say, I like stealth games too. Imagine Trove with stealth. That would be beautiful. It's not gonna happen. It would require AI. Is PC more single player? What do you mean? You mean because I'm like playing alone? Nah, it's usually because I stream at Goblin hours and stuff, and you know, people kind of just do their own thing. And at the end game, like a lot of people usually just do like big group 5-star farms and stuff, but that would require me to actually like talk to people instead of just going. So it's mostly just me, but sometimes people join in. What about the market? What about it? It's gone. It'll come back someday. Just wish I could move my account from PS4 to PC. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But at the same time, you could start again. That could be fun, right? Just don't spend money on your alt account. Or spend money to skip up in your alt account. I low-key really hope that they can get Trove working on the Switch too, because I would love to start a new account for like a new beginning series. I say that, and then they put out a new update that actually is geared towards like endgame, and then I would just like instantly delete that account again. But I think it'd be good for me to play through the beginning of the game to have a better understanding of the onboarding, because my perspective of like how Trove starts out is skewed, to say the least. I was heavy on Assassin's Creed, Darksiders 1 and 2. Darksiders was dope. I don't know if I'm stoked for the new Darksiders, but at least it's finally going to be multiplayer. So that's good. No news on the trade post, no. Wait, is this dungeon already? Oh, that was weird. No, you'll know if something's going on with the trade post, because I'm sure they're gonna be like, it's back! Or I'll make something talking about it right away. But I don't know if it's even gonna come with this next update. I think they're still working on a solution while they chip away at content. But who knows? You wanna know what game I want a remake of? Morrowind. They'll never do it. That game's too weird. But that's exactly why it was so freaking good. One of the best like RPGs ever. From what I've heard, Mystic Gear is just a huge pain to actually get. Yes, it is. Also, hey Shiba, it's been a while, man. How you been? Even I don't have Mystic Gear. I mean, I can craft my gear into Mystic. Thank goodness the resources are all obtained in these dungeons that we're doing now. But it's still not nearly as efficient as just going into the stupid depths. That's where you get like most of the items required for it, which is just like, I don't want to do delves, man, especially deep delves, like, ugh. Just no. Also, Damien, I'm definitely not used to stealth. Yeah, stealth is basically like, tell that to the Helldivers community. When they added the stealth war bond, so many people just... It was funny, man. People just didn't know how to sneak. That probably, when they added the stealth warbond, I probably got another good 100 hours out of Helldivers, man. That was so fun. I was waiting for that for so long. Here, I'll give you a pro tip for stealth. You see an enemy in front of you, you can kill it. Don't. That's the only real difference. It's, in the best of games, it's weighing the options. Because, yes, I could kill this guy for a sick frag, but I might alert his homies. And then that's more trouble for me. Which the best stealth games have the option to do both. Intravenous, in particular. Ooh, like, it's one of those games where you're rewarded for being sneaky, but if you have to go loud, you can go loud, and you can be very efficient if you have to. Like, God, I can't wait for Intravenous 3, dude. That game had such a, like, long learning curve, but once I got it, it was like, that was peak, dude. I had so much fun playing those games. It's still stealthy if no one lives to tell the tale. Oh no, 100%. I never leave people alive in a stealth game. So you could say I play stealth games wrong, but it depends on the game though, because some stealth games lean more into the idea that you can't kill them. You know how like horror games do that a lot, where it's like, oh, the monster, you have no way of defending yourself. Like a lot of horror games I could actually describe as stealth games. Except hiding in lockers is not really like fun, you know? And doesn't require AI because so much of it is like so scripted. Speaking of scripted AI, I gotta play through Alien Isolation, man. At some point. I got this bucket list of games that have sequels coming out that I have to go through. But I don't have like the 10 or 20 hours or whatever Isolation takes to beat to spare. Suffering from success. There's too many games. I still log into Trove to preserve my community club, but now I'm just mostly playing Genshin and Musi. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Which one is that? Genshin I've since moved on from. I think we're supposed to have the beta test for Never Ever Land or whatever that. It's the stupidest title ever, but it's basically GTA as a gacha game. I'm not kidding. And then Dragon Sword was a game that I was excited for, but now they're in like legal trouble with their stupid publisher, and it's not looking good, fam. It was a gacha game that got received so poorly that they removed all the gacha from it, which could actually be awesome. Because even thinking about Genshin, I'm one of those freaks where if there was no limit on the amount of time that I could play or grind, I would have maxed every character out. Because I'm a psycho and I need the grind. But as soon as it gets to like those daily timers and waiting on the daily quests and stuff, it's like, I'm out. Because I'm more of a burst fire gamer anyway, where it's like, oh, I'll just do like a crap ton of gameplay like in one burst and then take a break after or something. But anyway. Stealth game? Play Wind Waker and do the Forsaken Fortress. Dude, I'm gonna be real. I did not like the stealth in that Forsaken Fortress. I sucked at it. Because that one required like patience, and I don't know, maybe because it's not a stealth game, I was always in the wrong headspace, so I'd always just get caught. Oh, you actually did max all your characters in Genshin. Nice. Yeah, if I could have like just kept grinding them, sure, but the fact that it had resin and stuff was just, I don't know, it was so off-putting to me. And most of all, like, I found with Genshin in particular, I didn't realize like how much of it was psychological, the reason I was still playing it, you know? Because once I like started missing some of my dailies, then it was like, why the hell am I playing this? And I just stopped. If you want the endless grind, why not play Warframe? Because I find Warframe boring. I got to at the time, Eidolons was kind of the end game, and their grind was not fun. Because it was like, oh, now you gotta grind this new item to fight them, and it was like, why? I have my build. Not to mention I was a freak and was melee only in Warframe. With my beloved Nakana Prime. But for whatever reason, I don't know, Warframe just never really spoke to me as a game, you know? Like, I never liked the style, the whole, like, weird skin ninja thing. It's like, okay. But I'm also saying that when I put, like, I think 400 or 500 hours into Warframe. Destiny as well, I think I put, like, maybe 100 hours or 200 into or something, and then I just got bored. Trove's the only one that can keep my attention for whatever reason. Had the same realization with COD. Oh, is COD centralized around dailies as well? And no, I know that the end game has like changed completely for Warframe, but it's just like, it was always one of those games where it's so like weird and almost niche in like how it sets everything up. Like I found the game too confusing. When a game requires a wiki, it's like, no. Plus, you know, I was getting locked behind the stupid mastery quests, and it was just so, like, I hated the mastery quests in Warframe. They were so boring. But I think also I played it a lot back then because my friends played it, but everyone has since moved on. And, you know, I don't care. I play the games that I want to play now. I don't force myself to play anything. He said playing Trove. Except I actually want to play Trove. Like, genuinely, I was about to set up a variety stream, which I still want to do tonight, where I'm just going to play through a bunch of demos and indie games and stuff that I got on my backlog. And then as I was setting it up, I was like, you know what? I want to play Trove instead. Grind out my tomes or whatever. Yeah. I hope that new update drops like as soon as this week. That would be pretty cool, but I doubt it. I just wonder like what else do they need to get like for their internal testing for player feedback and stuff. What's the recommended light to clear 5 stars in D15? What is it, like 7 or 8K or something? Maybe even 9K? I think it's like 9. Wait, no. Didn't someone say it's like you need 11 point something in order to even deal damage? For D15? Because I'm thinking about Leviathans. They require like the 7, 8, 9. I don't know. Someone who remembers the stupid numbers for Trove sound off. I reached a point in Trove where I do want to enjoy it again, but I just can't because the grind for every new thing has gotten so unbearable that I can't bother anymore. So I just log in once a month now. Like, I enjoy the gameplay, but I really don't want to farm Mystic Gear. Here's my solution, dude. Don't farm Mystic Gear. You think that I'm doing D15 dungeons because I'm trying to slowly get Mystic? I mean, I kind of am, but generally speaking, it's just something to do. I just want an excuse to play. Like, whether I get Mystic or not, slow and steady wins the race. Like, this gives us the resources to get Mystic, and that's all that I need. I don't care whether it takes me like a year or two to get it. I'll just slowly work at it, and then eventually they'll add it as a crafting item, and then I'll be mad. One day I realized that I enjoyed completing missions and getting achievements, but the actual gameplay, not so much, due to the matchmaking system and pay to win. For COD, okay. I didn't know COD was even pay to win. Unless you're talking about like the Battle Royale or whatever. But no, I know, that's the thing, right? Like, usually it's the chase. That's why, like, for me, so many times I'll, like, games are like a one and done, where the goal is beating it, and then once I beat it, I moved on. Like, I have not touched Crimson Desert, and I can't go back to Crimson Desert because I already beat it. I beat it, and I beat the optional hardest boss in the game. Why would I keep playing? It's a weird mentality because, you know, I'm literally sitting here doing the polar opposite of that with Trove. Oops. Sorry, Ayo. I got confused. Put 300 hours into Black Desert in 28 days. Nice. Sounds like me with Elden Ring. Which, by the way, I was getting a craving for a Souls-like. And I think I mentioned this last stream, but I'm gonna do a Bloodborne playthrough when I have the time. Because Bloodborne is like 50% off right now, and it's DLC. Just conveniently while I was looking into it. So it was like, oh, okay. I never played through Bloodborne, sure. And I knew I had to get the DLC because I gotta fight the optional, like, hardest boss they've ever made. I only know about Bloodborne mostly from reputation. I did watch speedruns and stuff back in the day, but they usually use, like, glitches and stuff, so I haven't, like, seen the entire game by any means. But I'm looking forward to playing through it. Even though part of me would also want Elden Ring. But that's okay, because I know I'm going to probably get Dustbloods on the Switch too. Because I have to. Who am I kidding? It's FromSoft. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing too, Shiba, is you could also just be tired of Trove, and that's totally fine, man. You get your enjoyment out of it, and then you just stop playing, because why would you keep playing if you're not enjoying it? That's what video games are for. Fun. Even though a lot of people seem to forget that sometimes, especially on Reddit. Oh my god. All those people do is complain. In COD, there's weapons you can buy that take dozens of hours to normally unlock. Oh, really? I didn't know it went like that. Damn. Huh. Been a long time since I played it, I guess. That's nuts. Oh, is there no loot collector here? Right, because we're on Luminopolis. What about Night Rain? What about Night Rain? I played Night Rain. Night Rain, for whatever reason, I couldn't get into. I mean, I beat it, and then it was a one and done. It was like, all right, I'm done. You know? I enjoyed it, and I would recommend it. I think that Night Rain would vibe with other people a lot more. But for me, like, the strength of FromSoft games and Souls-likes is taking your time, exploring, being able to fight the boss over and over again until you master it, you know? And Night Rain was fantastic for the drop in, drop out, but you always had to be like running and trying to play optimally, which was like, I don't know, not as fun. It wasn't as endearing. Dustbloods, I think, is going to be more PvP focused. Like, Night Rain was kind of their take on a battle royale. Dustbloods, I feel, is going to be their take on extraction. But, like, I don't think that I'm going to enjoy Dustbloods that much, if I'm being honest. But, again, it's FromSoft. Like, who am I kidding? I have to try it at least. It's my two favorite companies, FromSoft and Nintendo. Like, the crazy thing is that Nintendo's actually publishing it, which means that this is just a project Miyazaki wanted to make. No obligation, no sequel. I mean, I know they gotta be working on their next big boy FromSoft game, but anyway. Yeah, I didn't know that Call of Duty just let you buy weapons. That's crazy. No wonder those games make so much money. Because I'm used to like back in the day with the Xbox games where it's like, oh, you just unlock it through ranking up and that was it. I missed the Shadow Tower dungeons. Don't worry. Shadow Tower dungeons will come back in Minecraft dungeons, right? Which Minecraft Dungeons 2 this year as well. Like, oh my god, there's so many bangers. That's a game I'll definitely sink 100 hours into. It's gonna be a tough, gonna be tough to do my Game of the Year video this year. Most of all, it's gonna be tough to pick one. Well, GTA, but... But I don't know, man. It's been so long since a GTA game came out. Like, I'm very curious. Maybe I won't vibe with that game as much as I once did. Who knows? I originally started Trove because Cube World didn't get any updates. Yeah, that sounds about right. And now look where that game ended up. Worse than before. Dude, he's still working on it. And there's still cope within, like, the community. Ooh! He's still doing it. It's like, bro, that dev is an idiot. Like, I don't care. He was always an idiot, but I always had to like be really careful with saying that. And then the Steam release came out and I was like, oh, finally, everyone else knows he's a moron too now. Good. But you still get people defending him. Like that jackass was putting Cube World into Unreal Engine. Why? It's a voxel game. What do you need? Better lighting? And then I think he moved it back to another game engine as well. Like he's a psychopath, dude. Like he's the typical male fantasy of like not wanting to ever complete a project because it has to come out and be good. But guess what? If you don't end up taking feedback, it means that you're gonna design your game in a vacuum. And that's not what people want. Cube World on Steam came out and fundamentally it had some really good core concepts, but then the entirety of the game resetting per biome was like, huh? Who would find this fun? Oh wait, nobody. I will say at least we got the game for free on Steam for owning it like previously, but whew. He should have taken the money, he should have hired a team, and he should have started like, you know, being like a proper studio instead of just doing it all himself and then complaining that, oh, my mental health. Which mental health can be a serious thing, don't get me wrong, okay? I have to say that with an asterisk because YouTube. But my God, that guy, like, I got negative comments. Like, you also have millions of dollars, dude. Like, shut up. You have an obligation. People don't like my game or the decisions that I'm making. Then why did you make a game and release it? Like... Sorry, I know I can sound a little harsh, but most of all just because that game could have taken the world by storm, dude. Like, even the Minecrafters were playing Cube World back then. Only a few of them even attempted trying Hightail, and they bounced quick. But, anyways. The game I'm looking forward to the most is Minecraft Dungeons 2. Yeah, honestly, I'm looking more forward to that than GTA. I love me some Minecraft Dungeons. I'm questioning what I buy Minecraft Dungeons on, because it's gonna have full crossplay, and the Switch 2 is powerful enough that I don't think it's gonna compromise anything, so I might get it on the Switch 2, because then I can grind on the go. I say, even though I rarely ever use it undocked, but I don't think GTA 6 can live up to the hype. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I've heard some good things about like what they're planning on, where they're gonna really lean into the realism and it's just gonna be like a simulator of life. Kind of, you know, not like to overstate it, like you're not gonna be able to buy every house in the game or anything like that. But I think they're gonna make it like, think of what GTA 5 is, and then how after that came Red Dead. I think GTA 6 is gonna be more Red Dead than GTA 5 was. which could actually be a lot of fun. And I mean, with GTA 5, like just driving around is fun. So my main thing is I hope 6 actually has more gameplay and things to do. Because that's where I still feel 5 was very lacking. Like the missions and stuff like that, they were okay, but 6 isn't coming out with their online right away, so we'll see. Because that's the main thing I'd be interested in is the online. Except I don't know if any of my friends even play GTA anymore. So we'll see what happens with that. But 5 was my jam. 6 I think took too long. But I mean, obviously I'm gonna get it. I'm not an idiot. Like, it's still GTA 6, bro. I honestly think Hytale is just too late and will never recover. Because someone else is just gonna upgrade Minecraft or create other Hytale that will be better. No, I personally disagree. Hytale just came out, like, the dev, he did exactly what he set out to do, which was get the game in people's hands. And he specifically said, do not buy this game unless you want to support it. Because the game's still a few years away from actually being like more feature complete. Like the fact that they hired the Minecraft modders, you know, the Create team, they hired them. So the automation in Hytale is going to go bonkers. But again, like they don't have any of that implemented into the game, and it's probably going to be a while before it hits. So they've got like everything set up for success with Hytale. Prime example, most of their patches is devs just dicking around and thinking like, this is really cool, I want this in the patch. Like, it's one of the few games where I'd say everyone feels like they are passionately, everyone feels like they're passionately wanting to work on the game rather than being there for the paycheck. And that is a very, very unique situation to be in. Because even indie devs got to pay their bills. Blech, did I have a stroke? But I can go beyond my bias towards Hytale, and I can acknowledge its shortcomings as I did in my own like personal review of it. But I do completely disagree with the naysayers saying like, oh, the game's, dead on arrival, it's not going anywhere. No, I think what's going to happen with Hytale is eventually it's going to carve out its own niche. I don't think it's going to be like a Minecraft competitor. I think it's going to be Minecraft adjacent. So it's like there's going to be people that'll prefer it more. Like, I like Hytale more than Minecraft. But, so another thing too that I heard about, just because someone mentioning about GTA Online and how they're going to handle it with the mods and stuff. So, there's those, like the modders that make like the living in GTA world, like the roleplay servers and stuff. As far as I know, Rockstar hired them. And so they're working on like some foundation for what they're going to be doing with the online. So maybe they'll lean more into that, because as far as I know, the roleplay servers are why GTA is still like as big as it is. I just want to be a trash driver, like garbage man. I wish Ashes of Creation succeeded. No. I could. That was a game that was dead on arrival, dude. Oh yeah, let's support someone who wants to make an MMO who's never made an MMO before. You guys want some MMOs like besides Trove? I got some surprises for you. Spirit Vale, free game on Steam right now. It's an MMO, very grindy. And then you know what else surprised me that I didn't even think was an MMO? Far Ever. That's another one that we'll end up playing later tonight, probably. But yeah, really surprised me that both of those are like fully featured like MMOs. And it was like, wait, I thought Far Ever was just going to be a co-op game. Nope. Nope, it's online. You can play with like 20 people fighting a bunch of monsters and stuff. I don't know if it's gonna be like a full-on MMO with hundreds of players and stuff just because optimization, it's an indie game and everything, but God, you know what screw Ashes of Creation. You wanna know what I'm sad about? The Lord of the Rings MMO that was being made by the team who made New World. That would have been fire, dude. Oh, screw you, Amazon. Why did you cancel your gaming programs? Like, oh, that would have been so good. Because New World is already, like, fantastic. It's just a genuine shame that they, like, are shutting it down. But, I miss, like, the big boy MMOs. I saw a post earlier because there's a Dungeons and Dragons MMO, a Lord of the Rings MMO and stuff, and these MMOs are like on their 20th anniversary now, and someone was like, how come these games are like still alive? And it's like, well, you know, games were a lot cheaper back then. Like, it's probably dirt cheap to host those servers, and they got their dedicated player base. It's kind of the same as what's going on with Trove, you know? Like, thankfully, they can still not only afford the servers, but the game's not in maintenance mode and is still delivering content. And then you guys want a huge blast from the past? I don't care about this game at all, but you know Adventure Quest? They're doing a remake. They had it on Kickstarter, and it got like, I think it got like 500% of their succeeds or something. And it's like, okay, it's coming back, whatever. And apparently you're going to be able to port all of your content from the old game into the new game. I don't care about it, but my buddy is like stoked as hell. Yeah, so for the two different games that I was talking about, let me just show you really quick. Let's get inside this dungeon here. Where's my Steam? I'm not gonna hop on the game, but I'll just show you very briefly. Where is it? So, Spirit Vale, this one, I've played a little bit of it. I love the style of the game. It's got like quite a few different classes. I will admit, this is all the game is. Like, you're literally just fighting mobs in like a singular area until you're strong enough to go into the next area. But it's got good synergies and stuff. And again, like, it's, if you like grindy game, it's very mindless, brain shut off. Far Ever, this one really surprised me because, I mean, look at it. But it just really surprised me that it's actually an MMO, because I thought this was just some single player with optional co-op. And apparently now they're doing like their beta right now. The game's going to launch into early access in like a week. I love the style of it. My only issue was that when I tried this a month ago or something, it ran like crap. So I hope they've actually optimized it. But yeah, those are two tiny little baby MMOs that are being run by like indie teams and stuff. So we'll see where they go. Like Spirit Vale, I think, has like a ton of cosmetics. I don't know if it has anything else. I don't know about Far Ever, but we need more AAA MMOs. We do and we don't, dude. Like, I want high budget MMOs, but at the same time, I feel like all of the studios that knew how to make good MMO grindy games like are just dead. You know, the only ones that are still successful is Korean MMOs, and I'm sorry, hot take, Korean MMOs suck because they always factor into the game monetization first. All right, what are these other games you guys are talking about? Let me see. Darkfall. Which one? Darkfall the Journal? Or is it on its own launcher and not Steam? Darkfall game. Darkfall, Rise of Egan. Oh, this game's... Wait, this is from 2009, my dude. This is old. I will say... I don't care that it's old, unironically. If it's action combat, if it's tab targeting, I sleep. I do not care about tab targeting. But if it has action combat, then yeah, I would actually genuinely give it a try. It kind of looks cool. Oh, thank you. And then which one's Eater Spire? I remember that name. Oh, right. I think Eater Spire is tab target, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, never mind. It's a mobile game. Ugh. Kind of looks cool. I might check it out. Again, it depends if it's action combat. As soon as it's not action combat, I don't care. Like, bro, you give me World of Warcraft with action combat instead of tab targeting, that's my new favorite game. Love the style. Love how grindy it is. Can't get into it because tab targeting. Which, by the way, side note, for you tab targeting enthusiasts, Final Fantasy XIV coming on the Switch, that's crazy. That's awesome. There's so much content that you can access for free in that game too. Eater Spire is action combat? Ooh. Okay, yeah, I might check that one out. Also, KU, thank you again for another gifted membership. Appreciate you, homie. Once Human, dude, Once Human's not an MMO. Like, I hate those companies. Like, I think it's mostly like the China companies that it's like Ark. They technically advertise it as an MMO when it's actually just a survival game. And honestly, Once Human was not bad. It's not like a bad game, but I went into it with the expectation that it's an MMO, and then I got like just kind of slop, you know? Yeah, technically it's an MMO. I know, like they're literally using MMO as the buzz sell word, but it's not what an MMO traditionally is. Like, oh, Dune has an MMO. It's like, no, it isn't. It's just Valheim. I could have a Valheim server with 100 people and say it's an MMO. You want to know what's an MMO? Windcraft. And that's a mod for Minecraft. That's more MMO than most of those games are. Like, I don't know. It's a technicality, you know? I remember, dude, I don't know if you guys remember Portal Knights. Back in the day, they got bought up by a China company that was going to force them into making an MMO of Portal Knights because they just loved the world and everything. And I thought, oh, hell yeah. And nothing came about. As far as I know, that studio's done and everything. It's such a shame. Yeah, you could technically say Hytale's an MMO. Like all of the Hytale MMO servers that I keep seeing advertisements for, even though you can't actually play on them. So how did no? Like, I'll gladly go on to some of those Hytale servers when they're actually like available, but remember Arcade? They're doing a remake. Or no, they're not doing a remake. They're doing a new one. There's a new Arcade coming. So there you go. That, what is the advertisement they say for the game? It's 30 times 6 bigger than than the last world or something. Oh, these game devs obsessed with like the size. It's not the size that matters. It's how you use it. See, I can do those types of jokes. Can't wait to see League of Legends be an MMO announced in 10 years. Oh no, they're, as far as I know, they're still working on their League of Legends MMO, and I'm sold. We know because of League of Legends, good readability, action combat, and with Arcane, fantastic lore. So if they can somehow manage to deliver all of that with Riot's new MMO that we still haven't heard anything about, yes, please. It being an MMO means it's probably going to be dead on arrival, if not get canceled, but one can dream. It's been in the works for a very, very long time, but at the end of the day, it is an MMO. You know, like, the problem is that a lot of these games I feel get announced too early and then people lose interest when it's like, the dev cycle for games is like 6 to 8 years right now, dude. Which I find like so hilarious because if like, I'm not a game dev, I'm not trying to say, oh, it's easy or anything like that. I'm not stepping on anyone's toes, but you give me like a AAA game budget, I will make a video game that is like low fidelity on purpose because, you know, I love that old school style. Like a game does not have to have 8K textures and all of that crap. It just has to be stylish. You just do something like that and then just pump that out as a game so that it doesn't have to take that long. Because what is a game other than just a good core game loop? What's the best old school MMO? Trove. Feel old yet? No, I don't know, dude. The only other MMO that I had even close to the amount of time that I have with Trove was Nexon's first MMO. Which I've been considering doing a video on if I ever find the time to grind through it, but... I mean, there was a lot of good MMOs back in the day. So much so that it was like competitive, and then WoW came out and killed them all. But it was tab targeting, so I could never get into it. I'm coming, bro, and then there's another dungeon over here. Cut everything from the old game and here's Arc Age Chronicles. Yes, they're probably just skipping right to the end. Where am I? What am I doing? Maple Story, yeah, that's a good like old school MMO. Maple Story 2, I feel like I feel like it was just poorly managed because that game was so tight. But they just dealt with it like so poorly with the management side of everything. As far as I know, even the Korean servers for Maple Story 2 are just shut down now. It's such a shame. Because, man, I loved the style of that game. And the combat was fun and just, ugh. But I don't know what caused the death of the Korean version. Probably just like a lack of foresight and content. But the American servers got shut down like, I think in less than a year. It was ridiculous. Oh, you're not even part of the dungeon. The community killed itself too? Yeah, probably. I mean, Maple Story 1 is still going strong, and I don't know why. But the American servers died because the people that they had in charge were idiots. They, if there's one thing about Korean gamers, they are very good at video games. Probably because they can no-life it, because out there video games in a competitive light are taken a lot more seriously because it's a genuine career choice. And so with Maple Story 2, a lot of the end game raids were really, really hard. And on the American server, they actually made them harder than the Korean server. And everyone was just like, why? We're worse than the Korean players. Why are you making it harder? Like, this was already balanced towards like really good players. And I think that's what kind of killed it, honestly. Because there was too much pushback where everyone was just like, what are you doing? Not to mention the end game just sucked because it was like, oh, grind this raid 50,000 times so you can get the new weapon that finally gives you enough damage that you can go into the next raid, and then repeat that 1,000 times until you get the new armor so that you can go into the next raid. And it's like, why? Which sucked because that end game gear looked beautiful, but whatever. You ever hear of Defiance? Yes, that game was pretty cool. Not something I could super get into. But actually, wait, which one's Defiance? Is that the Trine Worlds one with the heck bugs? Yeah, I think this was right. Yeah, this was the game that actually killed Trine, as far as I know, because they did a remake for no reason, sunk all their funding into it, and then it just died. Which was too bad because it was actually a pretty good game. Like I remember playing it and being like, oh, actually action combat with some pretty good gunplay. Not to mention driving around in the ATV and ragdolling off of it was hilarious. Still got fond memories of that game. Should I upgrade my class gem to Mystic or a different Empower gem? You should get all of your gems done first. Like all of the gems that you can swap to other classes. You should only go for a Mystic empowered like class gem when you know this is my main, of course I should max this gem out. But again, only after you've done like all of the others. Because those you'll be able to swap. And that gives you more options of the class that you want to play. Oh, dude, you want an old school one? What was it called? Oh, God. You guys, okay, what the hell was it called? It was an old school MMO. I played it on the channel. I think I was like the only content creator playing it because I remember a lot of people going like, oh, you're reviving the game. And it was like, not really. It was another game that had like it had such a forgettable title. It wasn't Portal Knights. It was the characters kind of looked like Kingdom Hearts characters where they didn't really have any feet. They had like almost peg legs. God, what was it called? Super old Steam game. Oh my God. Why? Maybe Google will help me. No, not Torum, not Castle, not Geomancer, no. It was top down and you would have like your mouse for moving in the, looking in different directions. Because I remember you could be like a gunner, you could be a sword guy. Like it was an isometric camera, but you had WASD. God, why don't I remember the name of it? Spiral Knights. That was it. Yes, Magic, that was it. Spiral Knights. That was a good one, honestly. It kind of suffered at the end game again. That's what made me quit. But that was a really good time up until that point. God, I knew it had like knights in it, but I just couldn't remember. Chat saves the day again. Also, thank you for the invite. Yeah, what was the other MMO you guys were talking about here? Only action MMOs, please. Tibia. What is this? Oh, I remember Tibia. I think I bounced from this one pretty quick. Again, I was obsessed with Nexus, which was... Oh, this actually looks like it might be even a ripoff of Nexus. Kinda. Not really. This one actually reminds me more of like an old school RuneScape or... what was it called? Dark Ages? I think that's what it was called. Let me see. When was Nexus? Oh my God, I can't even find it. I think that game is still going, which is weird. Yeah, Nexus, the Kingdom of the Winds came out in 1996. Pretty sure it might be one of the OG MMOs, if not one of the first. But yeah, that, I got stories of that game. Yeah, I'm noticing the Tibia game was only 1 year apart, so unless the development of the game was that quick. Realm of the Mad God. Yeah, I don't like that it's roguelike. Otherwise, I would have actually gotten into it because I like the style and I really like the combat. But the fact that it always resets and everything was just like, nah. What was, dude? There was this other one you guys probably had never heard of. I think it was called Growl. It was somebody modded Zelda into being like an MMO, like the classic Super Nintendo Zelda. And then they called it like Growl Online and made it legally distinct enough that they couldn't get in trouble or something. Which was, it was okay. It wasn't that good. It was just a community game, so it was pretty janky. Whee! Oh yeah, I played Terra. Yeah, of course I played Terra. I couldn't play it now, I would get like so bored. But back then, it was kind of action combat with like combos and stuff, so of course I got into it. I remember I got really into the PvP in Terra. Which is surprising because nowadays I hate PvP. How to get nitro for C5. Grind it. Since you can't trade it anymore, you just gotta grind it out yourself. Which is Geode Surface. Where am I going? Oh. These wings are the squid. Let's call them Squidward wings. I don't know. Twin squid something. I have a video that showcases them. Acheron's Call. Ooh. Oh, this looks kind of neat. Probably tab targeting though. Kind of looks like crap now, but like I like the old school aesthetic, but not when it's like genuinely the old school aesthetic anymore. Like it looks kind of ugly, you know? Looks like a fun game though. MMOs back then just hit different. And then there was also Project Gorgon. Was like a remake of it or something, you say? Yeah, I'm just looking at screenshots, nothing more than that. Looks kind of neat. I miss Dauntless. Dauntless was okay. As a free-to-play, like, Monster Hunter, it served its purpose. But I was also not surprised that it got shut down. I don't think they really had anything in place for monetization, really. I just didn't really care that much for the game loop. Like, the combat was fun. Oh god, I got more of these now coming. Ugh. Ugh. Alright. I just gotta get them out of my inventory. What? What just happened? Got a bunch of C4s. Oh, I got a couple items, guys. Oh my god. I sure love organizing my inventory. Instead of being able to sell all this crap. Not enough slots. Oh, do I not keep these? I thought I did. Guess not. I guess I keep the Digsleys. Yeah, 61. Dragomon Hunters. What is this one? Oh, this looks really neat. This looks up my alley. Please tell me it's action combat. Dude, this looks dope. What the hell? Is this a new game? I love the style. It's like chibi. Like, dude, this looks really good. It kind of reminds me of Ragnarok. Oh, it's gone? Okay, another old dead game. Man, sucks. Yeah, Ragnarok Online, like the classic Ragnarok, that one was pretty good. I got into that for a while. I wonder if there's fan servers of these games, but probably not worth going into. Just came back to the game after 10 years. Appreciate the recent videos. Yeah, no problem. Ultima Online. I didn't really get into that one. I didn't know, like, when I was younger, I didn't know how much I enjoyed, like, Sims and the like. Like, I only played System Shock now as, like, a fully formed adult. And my God, those games are amazing. But I don't think I would have appreciated them back then. What Xbox games did you used to play that are still on your PC? I mean, that would just be kind of the standard stuff like Dead Space and Resident Evil and junk like that. Otherwise, I have my 360 in storage, and I still have some arcade games on the hard drive since they shut that down. But I don't know if, yeah, I don't know. Like, Morrowind would kind of be the only one, but that was a game that I played like for years, and I just don't know if I can go back to it. It's a little too old and broken. And not like very intuitive to mod nowadays. But the cool thing about that Dragamon was that you could ride every boss that you fight. That sounds really cool, actually. Like straight up 100% stats and all of its moves. Oh wow, that sounds really ambitious for an MMO. Man. Wait, Shirley is saying that they have an overhaul of the game. Are you saying that it's still chugging along, that Dragonmon game? Secretly? Let me see. No, it was shut down 2017. The game's only accessible through private servers. Yeah, sounds about right. Lame. That seems really cool, though. Would you recommend I should spend my 54 Radiant pancakes on? Dude, I'm gonna be real. What do you even spend those on anymore? Like, what can you buy with those? I really don't remember. It's like the dude in the hub, right? I think the only valuable item he has is in Power Gem boxes, if I recall. That's something that the devs should overhaul. They forgot that this guy existed. And Power Gem box could be good, but otherwise Titan's Treasure can still give you like good flux. Yeah, I don't know what else. The Gold Chaos Chest is a bit too pricey, if I'm being honest. Because that's 4 that you could get. Like the Empowered Gems is going to be something you're going to like sincerely struggle with if you don't have like the gems that you want. Titan Treasure can just drop like a lot of flux. That's all. Have you ever played an Xbox game called Evil VE? What? Evil VE game Xbox. Oh, you mean Evolve? Why did you type it like that? Oh, sorry. No, you don't mean Evolve. You mean Evil versus E. Yeah, as far as I know, Evolve servers randomly went back up, actually. I'm not seeing any game called Evil versus E. There's Evil versus Evil? Maybe? But that's just, dude, I think this game is like so obscure. It's just literally finding Beyond Good and Evil and like Evil West and stuff. I don't think anybody knows about this game that you're talking about, unless it had a different title. That's so weird. Yeah, no, I can't find it. That's so odd. I can't find it at all. Weird. Can I see your other characters? There they are. This guy's on sale. You want to buy him? With the current flux strength, emp boxes are generally probably better. Yeah, more in more cases than not, I would say, for sure. But I'm talking like in terms of maybe he's just starting out in the game for whatever reason and has that many pancakes, you know? It was an old game that had a lot of background. Don't know if you played it or not. No, I mean, if I could see like a picture of it or something, then maybe I would remember it. But the fact that I can't even like find it. The game was called Evil versus E. I see literally one like video, and it's just called Evil versus E, or Evil. I don't know, man. I can't find it. So weird. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it like. Wait, Evil with an O? Yeah, no, I don't know, dude. Oh well. It just keeps having Evolve show up and stuff. Far Ever had been really rough lately. It's really bad, to be honest. That was my consensus when I first tried it as well. I just was curious whether or not it got better now that they're in beta phase. Because otherwise, I really like the look of Far Ever and everything, and the gameplay seemed tight. It just performed like ass, so I couldn't even play it. And I got a beefy rig. I played Dungeon Defenders. Not really, I don't care about tower defense that much, if I'm being honest. But yeah, that game that you're talking about, Cherry, it's probably like so old and taken off the store so long ago that the internet doesn't even have documentation of it. It's weird. Have you ever played Maniac? What am I looking at? With the clown on the face? Like what? 2024. No, never heard of it. It's kind of like old school GTA. Top down, cause havoc. That sounds funny. Yep. Later, Damien. I'm just kind of chilling for a little bit before we wrap up. Thanks for the D15 grind. And thank you for pulling me to you. I'm assuming that was you. Yeah, I thought he was talking about Evolve as well, but probably not. He's probably talking about something that was way more niche. Evolve like died, and then I think they brought it back up actually. Like I think their servers are randomly like still available, which is weird because I remember it got like taken down at one point. Oh, you are talking about Evolve. Okay, then yes, I played it. It was actually really good. Obviously, it flopped hard, but it was pretty cool because it was an asymmetrical, is that what they call it? Where one player plays as the monster. I just remember that if you got good enough as the humans, it was impossible to win as the monster, dude. Maniac's like Vampire Survivor with GTA. Oh, okay, it's a Survivor-like. That makes sense. How about Dwarf Fortress? It's not for me. I tried. I couldn't get into it. It had too much, it had like a 10-hour tutorial or something. Like, it just, no. Like, I've seen enough videos on it to know, like, oh man, that sounds so cool. And then you play it and it's like, this game sucks. You gotta be into reading, I guess. Which, no. I barely read even in video games. Are you wearing a Graveyard Keeper t-shirt? No, I don't like Graveyard Keeper that much. I'm wearing one of my own shirts. Yeah, Trove Cube. This one's old as hell though. The logo's destroyed. It's got holes in it. But yeah, I got, like I said, guys, like I got a lot of games that I will end up going through tonight just because I got a pretty big backlog of games that I'll hopefully be able to do on stream because most of these are like demos, so they only should be like a couple minutes worth of content. And then if it's something that's actually like cool enough. Oh, I guess while we're on the topic of old MMOs, take it with a grain of salt. Gloria Victis. It's an old game that I guess went bankrupt or something. The studio died, and then it actually got bought up by GameAgo and is back up now. And it's okay. It's kind of got like For Honored's combat where it's like directional swinging and stuff and blocking. But it's also very jank. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, if you're saying Forever is still crap, then honestly, I'm just going to uninstall it. Because it's such a shame because Forever looks fantastic, but then like, yeah, playing it was like, I don't even know how this is like in a release state, dude. Like, got my grades up and got a varsity letter for rugby. Dude, that's awesome. Congratulations. Let's go. We got a future professional, real, I was going to say gamer, but different type of game. That's sick, man. GG. Yeah. The other guy mentioning the Survivor like. I think I got a couple Survivor likes that I'll play tonight, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, yeah. Let's wrap up. Like I said, maybe in like an hour or two, I'll start doing like a random stream where I'm playing. Like I got like Voxlands, Spacecraft, Shallow Pond. A lot of the games that I mentioned in my video earlier today, like the 51 indie games, a lot of those actually had like demos and stuff that I've been meaning to go through. So I thought, hey, let's go through them on stream. But anyway.